What is up, Misfits and Moonbasers? It's your boy Ray Recall again with another video review. And this year we're going to start the year off right, 2020, with a double review. Might as well, 2020 double, whatever. Anyway, it's Siege Battle Masters. We got Singe and Rung. Look at that box art. He looks like he's constipated. This one looks cool though. Yay! So, yeah, I picked these up yesterday. I was going to do an unboxing video, and I actually did, but the lighting was terrible, so I'm redoing the video now. Anyway, moving on. We're going to be looking today at, so once again, we've got two Battle Masters. We got Siege, and we got Rung. Yeah, they're pretty cool. Battle Masters. Yeah, they scale well. I don't know where I'm going with this. Anyway, let's just get into the review. So we're just going to get started with Singe first, since he's the less interesting one in my opinion. Just a straight repaint of Fire Drive, and in fact, just to illustrate the point, here he is with Siege Fire Drive. And as you can see, you know, if I can get it to focus. Focus on the faces. Focus, camera. There we go. Head sculpts are pretty much exactly the same as far as I can tell. Just one of them has a little bit more sloppy paint. But other than that, they are the exact same mold, just with different paint apps. But yeah, so articulation-wise, arms can go out that far. There is a notch at the top. They are on a ball joint, so they can do the full 360 with some little bit of wiggle waggle. The legs can go forward that far, back really far, and they do have a cut at the top as well, so he can do the full splits. And due to transformation, you do have a little bit, or I should say a lot of an ab crunch, but, you know, so use that as you would. As far as accessories go, he does have his gun, same as Fire Drive, except this one does not tab in very securely. It just kind of pops right off. It's got a little 3mm peg, little 3mm port, and just chuck that in there. And kaboom, kaboom, kabam, kabam. So, and he also has one on that side too. And that just plugs right back in there. Super simple. Like, okay, and what I mean whenever it's very loose, like his limbs feel very loose and wobbly. The ab joint seems fine, but compared to like this and this, it's very solid. And then meanwhile this one feels like very loose, or it's harder to explain. It just seems like the I don't know if it's mold degradation or what. He just seems like he has a little bit looser feel to it. So his accessories are the back gun thing, as well as two of these effect parts. And, you know, they have the typical Siege functionality, you know, the little port in the back, little peg, and you can just use these for blast effects, like so. And they can fit on all the Siege weapons. For example, here is Red Alert's gun. Just take that off there. Plug it in, and now it shoots acid. Or I'm guessing it's acid due to the color and his name being Singe. But, yeah, and you get the two of them. They are made of that soft green plastic. They also fit on Siege blast effect ports, little whatever. Yeah, there we go. So it looks like it got shot by acid or whatever. So, anyway, so to get them transformed, real simple, just plug that back on. It is on a little soft peg system. And just flip that up and over his head. Take the feet, tab them together and see, like, I don't know if you can hear that, but like this rattles around. Bend at the ab crunch, and then these two tabs on his toes will go into these two slots right here. Lock that into place, and then to further lock it into place, you have these tabs on his wrists that'll go into these slots right here on the leg. Getting them lined up is a little, there we go, a little bit finicky. And there you have his gun mode. What is his gun mode? I wouldn't know because the instructions have it in Moonspeak. If you have the time and patience to translate all that crap, go ahead. I do not. Now, as for the gun mode, dead solid. Everything tabs together perfectly. He has that 5mm port at the bottom, so he is Siege compatible. Go ahead and get red alert here. Little shoot, shoot, bang, bang pose. And then, of course, you can stick the blast effects on the end. There we go. And that just looks awesome. Yeah. All right. So, that's Singe. Next up, we have... Get over here. Next up, we have Rung. Awesome. The fact that we have a Rung figure in 2019. Yes, I'm saying 2019. He came out in 2019. That is just amazing. If you read the IDW comics, you know exactly who this guy is, and what his significance is. But as for the figure, for Siege, he's just a little battle master, so it's kind of cute and adorable. One thing I want to point out, though, is get a real good look at that head sculpt here. Because as small as this figure is, there we go, that head sculpt just pops. He's got the eyebrows, the glasses, the little antenna on one side. And he just, it's a small figure, so they can't put too much detail into it, but it just looks spot on, except for the huge backpack. By the way, this is the only Battlemaster I know of where the... Couldn't have a Rave Recall video without the camera doing a backflip. This is, as I was saying, this is the only Battlemaster figure I know of where the, like the actual figure itself and the back accessory, whatever you want to call it, actually don't detach. Like for the guns, all the guns, like their actual gun part forms a gun for them. For Lionizer, his the sword blade or whatever actually can detach and become a smaller blade for the Battlemasters to use. This guy has a pin going through his back, as you can see there. And so the back panel is not removable. It's not a shield. It's not a anything. It just sits back there. So. Anyway, if you read the comics, you would know what that means. So, getting into articulation. Microphone. Okay. Start the decade off right. Okay. As far as articulation goes, his arms are on a ball joint. So they can do a full 360. They do have a cut at the top so he can Jesus pose. Believe it or not, he actually has a bit of a waist swivel right there. Legs can go forward about that far, back not at all, and he can do a pretty decent splits, like so. And size comparison, again, if you get this reference, awesome. And yeah, that pretty much does it for Rung. Now, he does transform, and what he transforms into is also in moon speak, so go ahead and translate that if you want. But I know that whatever it is not what he transformed into in the comics. And we will get into that. And if you know the comics, then you'll understand completely as soon as I get him transformed. So, now, according to the instructions, what you want to do is take the legs, just peg them together. Take the back section and flip it up. It's on a nice little soft ratchet till it clicks into place. Tabs on the back of the arms, slots in the backpack. Just get those tabbed in. They sit there nice and comfortably. There we go. And according to the instructions, you're done. However, considering how he's the only Battle Master that I know of that has a waist swivel, I'm guessing they just either left that out or didn't want that in there, or I don't know what, but doesn't really change much to the transformation. But if they put that in there, I'm guessing that's what that's for, because these little guys are not that articulated. So anyway, here we have Rung in his alt mode. Oops. As a Battle Master, he does have a handle, so he can be held by other Transformers. And if you notice up front, there are these two pegs, which are for the included effects parts. And these are actually pretty good looking too. I think these are unique specifically to Rung. And yeah, they just look really cool. So I'm just going to take one, plug it in there, take the other, plug it in there. There we go. And I don't know what the hell this is supposed to be, but that looks cool. So now he is a pretty hefty Battle Master, as you can see, which I guess if you're considering how much power he's got, that's I guess a bit of an understatement. Surprised he doesn't have a function where you just wheel them around like a whoop ass stick like they did in the comics. But yeah, I mean, that's pretty much Rung. One thing that I want to see if I can do is find a way to like this back panel here. It's very unpainted. Like they painted the thighs, they painted the chest, and get them back into robot mode real quick just to point this out. Like they painted the head, the chest, the thighs, you know, but they didn't really paint the backpack, which on the other figures it's fine. It's just a single piece. Doesn't really do much. I mean, it's literally on Tantrum was literally just a stick. I think the only ones that they actually put paint on were for Lionizer and I think Dazzle Strike or whatever, but like the blade had some paint on it. But this one could really have used some extra paint, especially at least in that little core area for reasons, but they didn't. So just gotta go with what you got. So anyway, let's go ahead and get this all situated right there. Anyway, so that pretty much does it for these guys. So this has been the Transformers Siege, War for Cybertron Siege Battle Masters, Singe, and Rung. I've been Ray Recall. Y'all have been awesome. And I will see y'all in the next video. Hopefully, you know, I think today I might have enough time to actually make a lot of videos for y'all. So I'll try to get them all reviewed in bulk and then upload them throughout the week, or the month. So yeah, that pretty much does it. So thank you so much, and I will see y'all in the next one. Peace.